Hey Angels, welcome back. Today we are going to do a commercial reaction, and this is SM Supermalls presents Tradition. So
let's go ahead and give it a go. Let's hope this one's not a sad one.
Naalala niyo pa ba to? Yung tradisyon natin, tuwing Sunday, pagkatapos magsimba, diretso na sa...
And then have lunch together.
That's cute.
Kaya nga favorite ng mami niyo ang Sunday eh. Pero yung akala namin paulit-ulit,
Aww.
nagbabago din pala.
Aww, that's sad. Aww.
Busy. Ba? Han? Hi. Are you
Aww.
okay? Kaya kung okay lang sa inyo, ibalik natin yung tradisyon. Para sa mami niyo.
She has dementia. She doesn't know who anybody is.
Ma? Kain na tayo?
She probably gonna see them as kids, maybe.
Sunday ba ngayon?
Aww.
That
was sweet.
Yeah.
I don't really know how people, go through with that.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No tissues
Control.
this time.
Yeah, no tissues. That just reminds me of my family, because you know this, we eat lunch together on Sundays and after church, and it's like, I don't know, like
It is a tradition.
It is a tradition. It's something that we've done for years, and
I don't think my family really has a tradition. I don't really recall.
yeah, I wouldn't even really, like, now that I see this, like, I'm like, yeah, it's a tradition, but it was always just something that we did, and I don't know, it makes me sad. And my grandfather had Alzheimer's really bad, and so there was a time when I was very young that we were not allowed to go see him because my parents felt that, especially for me, I was only 3 years old, so they felt like I wouldn't understand why Grandpa didn't remember me, and so we didn't have any contact with him when I was really little.
Aww.
And so I was a little bit older than that, I think, and when he first started showing symptoms, and then when it got really worse, I got a little older. But
Yeah, I was gonna say,
So-
I personally haven't really, dealt with that. my grandmother passed away a few years back, and she's my mom's mom, and she had an Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
You know, and mom would tell me stories like, you know, what was happening and, you know, how she was dealing with it. It's pretty much, you know, she did like had a mentality of a child pretty much at that point, and it was a lot to keep up with. And, you know, at mom's age, taking care of her mom with, you know, Alzheimer's, it was a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
You know.
And, you know, that was kind of how it was for my mom, because not only did she have 2 small children to take care of, you know, my dad was working so much at that time, and then she was driving 3.5 hours every weekend to go stay with him. So, you know, I mean, it was kind of like, you know, it was tough on us, but
I mean, it's your parent.
It's your parent, and that's
what I see. Like whenever we all still lived with our parents, you know, our grandmother lived like in her own place, but once I moved out and everything else, mom has just, you know, pretty much moved her mom, my grandmother, in. So it would be easier, and she can like a 24/7 kind of be like with her at all times, you know, which I think, you know, like once my parents get too old to take care of themselves, I can definitely see them them going nowhere else but like with me. Or my sister, you know.
That's how, I mean, well, and because you know how I used to work and do that for my job, and many years ago, and I can't imagine my parents being in a home. You know, like I don't ever want that to happen to my family. So I mean, if it takes me and my kid moving into the house, and because my house is too small for for everybody, but I'll do it in a heartbeat. You know, that's your family and that's your parent.
That's exactly. I do not see anybody else taking care of them. You know, especially, you know, even though you pay those people to take care of. I'm sorry.
Anybody. I don't trust anybody.
At least, you know, around here, I would say, you know, the things we hear, the things we see on TV. I'm sorry.
Well, elder abuse is not. People don't think about. Everybody's like, you know, there are, you know, tons of different kinds of abuse, and it's all awful. But elder abuse is often left in the dark, you know, and they're also a vulnerable population.
You know, I'm sorry, like I do not, like it makes me sick whenever people being treated like that, you know, like you said, vulnerable, the ones that can't really take care of for themselves and stuff. I'm sorry. People who are going to work in that line need to be genuinely there to care for people. You know, other than that, what is the point? Why are you there? You know, you can go and get a job anywhere else. You know, that just makes me very upset and sick, you know, just to think about it.
But this was a wonderful commercial, and it really highlights that, you know, sometimes, you know, you need to keep not just those traditions, but, you know, spend time with your family and, you know, take care of each other, because at the end of the day, that's all you have.
Pretty much, it's always comes down to the family. It's always a family, and that's who is there for you in the end. You know, those are the people that are going to love you unconditionally. So thank you, Angels, so much for this wonderful suggestion. If you have any more, please leave them in the comments below. Other than that, double subscribe to our channel, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you guys know every time something new comes out, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.